Alright, welcome back everyone to another Grand Cross video, and I didn't plan to make this video. I literally just went to Discord to check my messages, and I found out I got added towards some new section in the Grand Cross Discord. And apparently, the CEO of Grand Cross, in the Korean version, has made a massive statement about the future of Grand Cross, in terms of like catching up to JP for Global, and the whole process between Global and JP, and the process of speeding up and like the rush what they're doing, right? So this is quite massive, and I'm not gonna read all of it because it's quite long, and I don't want to really spend my whole time talking, but I did plan to make a video about this in the future anyway, about, you know, the pros and cons of catching up to JP. And a lot of people don't really know about the difference between the JP and the Korean version, and the fact that there is a difference. So firstly, if you didn't know, the Korean version does get the update a couple hours before the JP update gets it. So if you did have a JP or a Korean account, you would be the first person in the world to get the update straight away. But obviously, because Japan's also in sync with the Korean version, they get it a few hours later. I was positive on this because I'm pretty sure before when I was bringing up one day, before Lolly Merlin came out and people, you know, you could pull for her, people on Korean version were already playing with her and using her and pulling for her. So I'm pretty sure I'm right on this half, right? But that already shows that there's two different accounts or two different versions of the game in sync. I know Korean and JP are kind of close together anyway, but there's a very good chance, and after what I just read from this, and I kind of go over in a second, we are going to be in the same path where I'm assuming the Korean's going to get it first, then JP, and if not Global, will get it at the exact same time. But because Global is actually operating at a different time zone, which I do say later on, it's very hard for us to get like you know, to try and find the right time before everything, because, well, since Korean and JP, you know, they can just like schedule it for Korea or for Japan, where Global is Global. What you have to take into consideration about the US and I guess Europe as well, which by the way is a little bit annoying because I'm in the UK, right? And the game updated at 3 in the morning, and then I guess I wasn't able to record until like 1 o'clock in midday. And yeah, all the content was dried up. Literally, everyone had done a video on Assault Midi, everyone's done the pulls, and then I'm sat there with, you know, 12 hours later almost. And like, what do I do? Because everyone's already kind of done it. So I hope in the future they do fix the time zone a bit, so it's more benefit for me, because like I did say, it's very horrible to be a YouTuber in the UK, because it's just I get the content late basically, because like when I wake up it's already like kind of done. But on screen, I may have already showed it already, but you can see the statement about the Korean CEO, what he's been saying. And I'm not going to read through all of it. It's just, I guess I'll read some parts of it just to kind of go over details. But you can see here, the global schedule heroes and content schedule is different from the Korean and JP services. And there are more additional considerations such as seasonal events and rewards types, which is kind of true because, well, if we're following JP and then JP gets, you know, a summertime event, and then we don't get that event because, well, they're too far ahead, then when do we get it? Which is why our scheduling for like seasonal stuff has been so wrong. Like, I think the only seasonal item character we got that was right, I believe, probably was what was it, Green Gopher, because he came during the actual, like, just after Halloween. And then like the New Year's character, we didn't get on New Year's. I mean, we did it afterwards, but we didn't get them the first time around. And then as well, we didn't get the Halloween costumes or Halloween units, Roxy and Shin. We didn't get them on Halloween, and we just got the Halloween costumes now. And in the summertime units too, we got them now, since we are on an actual short cycle to where we get updates like faster. So that's why we got them at different times, right? So this statement here kind of confirms what I was saying already. And they just say, for example, in Korea and Japan, there are an appropriate operating method to proceed in the same language and time zone, such as official broadcasting, I think that's the actual live streams, social media, lottery events. But in the case of global, it's very difficult to process because, well, the time zones and different languages differ by countries. Like I said, you know, the US, Europe, is very hard to try and get them both in between, and they do a decent job, but I kind of wish it was more in favor of, I guess, Europe, because I hate just waking up late. And then, yes, some cases have been replaced by other communities events, such as Korean JP. So yeah, that kind of just confirms what I was just saying earlier about the time zone. So when we do catch up to JP, if we do catch up to JP, it's we may get to maybe a few hours afterwards, and they're gonna find the best time for that. And I assume it'd be the same day, because Korean gets it around like I think 8 a.m. Global time for me in the UK. So I mean, if they're gonna do that, I wouldn't mind, because if I can get out like 1 p.m, that'd be sick. Let me just say that. Okay, so it's probably the most important thing here, which is kind of towards the end. They say, in addition, as the global companies have been running rapidly to reduce the gap between the Korean and Japanese services, we are trying to match the update schedule, operation, and service form as much as possible within a 1 month gap between May to June. there you go. That's the confirmation date of when it's going to be coming, or like when we're going to be in sync with JP, which is very close. But like, I thought it was done a little bit sooner, to be honest with you, because that means there's quite a few banners now where we're going to be behind with, which is, I guess, is fine. But we plan to operate a compensation structure of the same value as much as possible, so there's no difference. So there you go. You already confirmed it. In May to June, around that time, we are going to be in sync with JP to where there's no difference to where we're going to be caught up to JP in the Korean version. Now, they do see here, depending on the localization services situation by countries, some events held in communities may be different. In the way they are conducted, we ask for your understanding. Not too sure, like I say, maybe because of the scheduling, like what they can do. So there's going to be a little bit of difference, but I'd say majority of the time, whenever there's a new character, we're going to get on the exact same day, and maybe we miss out on an event like a week beforehand. But majority of the time, it's going to be in the same, like exact same thing that JP is going to get, which is good because, well, one, there are quite a lot of benefits, but also, I guess, drawbacks, like cons, I guess, for catch up to JP. And I guess the first big con was the fact that we don't know what's coming, which is a little bit scary, to be fair, because if they do just drop an actual, like, you know, collab out of nowhere, then it's going to be like, oh, what do we do? Like, do we summon? You got to spend actual money, especially if you're free to play. You can't really prepare for that. But at least the only, I guess, saving grace is the fact that they are following the story mode of Grand Cross, so that you do know when a character's going to come. For example, we do know that Demon Chandler is going to be coming very soon, and we knew that for a while because, well, he's about to come up with the story mode, and I guess Purgatory Bond, we're going to know when he's going to be coming because he has to go to Purgatory, and you can start seeing him then. And then the GCL Margaret, we know when he's coming because, well, they're in the anime, and we can follow that. But I know they do drop characters randomly. For example, Halloween Gopher, basically the best character in the game, was dropped on a random Halloween event. And if they do that in the future with some random colors of commandments, and just like certain characters that you don't expect to come to the game, then it's going to be a little bit challenging, especially if you're free to play. And then also as well, if you see a really good character that looks very good and has a good banner, but then next week they release an even better character and a better banner, then it's going to be kind of mugged off if you did some beforehand. That's kind of the only drawback, but there are benefits too. Firstly, it's just the content is fresh. It's very annoying to, like, you know, play JP version or CJP version, do all the stuff on, like, you know, YouTubers, for example, and Nagato and everyone. They do PvE content with you know, I guess I saw Meteoris. They do all the PvE teams. They try all different teams. Lollimanda was a good example. No one really knew how to use her, and then like everyone found out afterwards, okay, this is the best team to use. You know, use this team. You know, all these different characters you can use on JP because, well, you have the content. But when it comes to global, I can't use Lolly Merlin with, you know, Demon Hendrickson. It's already been done. I mean, I can, but it's already been done on JP. I can't put him into the Grey Demon because, well, Seaton and them have already done it on JP. I can't do story mode content because, well, it's already been done in JP. My whole point, at least for content creation, is the fact that when it comes to global, for example, final bosses, we already know what to expect. So it's, you don't really get that challenge of like going through, trying out yourself, trying the best team, trying to figure out what's the best. And as well, I guess because there is a new boss coming on JP. When JP gets it, they get to have the experimental fun of like going through and trying to figure out what's the best strat, what's the best team to use. But when it comes to global, once again, because we get it late and you get secondhand content, we are going to already know what to do. There's no fun, there's no experimenting. I kind of find it quite boring to play the global side. So if we do catch up, then, well, when a new character drops, it's going to drop for everyone, and we're all on the same playing field. We can do what we want. I can make content on anything I want to and not be limited because, well, it's already been done in JP. Okay, to end off, they do say here, we are going to get a survey within March, which is literally only in 2 weeks' time, so very soon we're going to get it, and I assume we're going to get diamonds for completing anyway, so it's going to be good for all of us, but we're going to say our opinions and what we think about the game, and yeah, they just say that it's, we look forward to hearing your discussions and stuff like that, and they do say here, oh, I guess in the actual Discord, too long didn't read, they expect Global to be caught up with JP somewhere around May and June. So that's the big information. So let me know what you lot think. Obviously, when the survey does drop, they are trying to translate it too, so it will drop together, I think, on both, like, every platform. So it's all in everyone's language, so we know what we're seeing. So yeah, let me know what you lot think about this update, and if you're excited to be caught up with JP within a few months' time. I know I am, because, well, content on Global is so boring, at least because, well, I've already said it, it's just we get secondhand content, it's kind of boring. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and yeah, I hope you're up to date now, and peace. とにかくまずこの封じられた魔力を元に戻さんとな。